Okay, this is my new CadetOne. This is a modified design of the stuntcat, which you can also find on YouTube, but is unlike the stuntcat in lots of different ways. It's much smaller. It's only a 50cm wingspan, and it's much lighter. Its construction is also a little bit different, being that it's made out of one solid styrofoam sheet that's then carved and sanded into size. It's running on a little 6A turnigy plush ESC and a nice little 10g motor from Hobbyking. I'm just opening the little trapdoor. And it's running a little 3-cell battery. Now this whole thing, internal setup costs about $50 plus your controller. Now I've got most of this gear from Hobbyking. That has worked out very well, and I ended up with a very stable half throttle trainer, very easy to fly, very crash resistant, but when you really put the power on, it's very similar to its stuntcat lineage. It really gets a move on. Now I'll be taking it outside fairly shortly to give it a fly, as we've got the first good day in ages to fly. Okay, now as you can see, we're outside now and we're about to fly the CadetOne. It's a fairly straightforward little aircraft, even in this amount of wind. Now even in this 15 to 20 k's of wind, it'll fly quite nicely at about 2/3 the throttle. Let's give it a go. Now she does fishtail a little bit in the wind. But, as I said, this is a very light aeroplane. It's only around 130 grams, and in this wind, at 2/3 throttle, it's still performing quite nicely, cruising around. We can even bring it down less, so it's even lower. And slower. A wonderful feature of this plane is that if you're just learning and you're having trouble controlling your plane, this has got a built-in safety mechanism. If you want to bring it down from anywhere, if you feel you've lost control, you do, is you cut the throttle and pull back on the stick, and the plane literally floats to the ground. Now, as you can see, it's quite okay. It hasn't broken or anything of that nature, so that's quite nice to see. But aside from being a brilliant little trainer, it's also quite a snappy aerobatics plane, so we're going to give it a little bit more of a kick, fly in a slightly different direction, and do some basic aerobatics, some spins and some rolls and some loops. Just to demonstrate it. This is at full throttle. Little roll. Little loop. The wind's not helping me much here, pushing it around a little bit, but basically you can do anything pretty much that you want it to do. And now I'll bring it around and bring it in what should hopefully be quite a nice landing. And there you have it, the CadetOne. Lovely, cost-effective trainer, tough as nails.